this is Jessica and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be giving you guys a little bit of a life update, and also we have another book declutter. So I've got two very tall stacks of books here that I have culled again, and I'll tell you why in a minute. I'm not going to talk about every single book because I don't want to hold you all here for 45 minutes talking about every single book unless you really want that. So if you do, let me know. But I'm just going to tell you about a few of them, why I'm kind of, cutting them from the team. I got a little harsher on my cuts going through my bookshelf again here. So I'm just going to tell you all a little bit about that, and also make some recommendations. And I have also already saved one book from this most recent declutter that I have decided I want to keep, and I will tell you about that as well. So the reason for the more decluttering, is because we are officially moving. I know I have talked to you all a bit about this house buying and selling process. Well, our condo is now sold, and we have to relocate at the beginning of next month. It has technically been under contract since June, but our original plan was to have something to move to have purchased a new home and moved from our sold home to our new purchase home. Well, if you have read anything about or have gone through this process yourself of the market in 2021, the seller's market is still very hot and it is still very rough for buyers. So we gave it, it was not for lack of trying, but we just weren't able to get anything settled in time for this. So we will be temporarily relocating to an apartment until we figure out what our next move is going to be. And then hopefully I will be able to share good news on that, fingers crossed, sooner rather than later. So we are planning to put a lot of our stuff in storage. We've had an off-site storage unit for maybe almost a year now, just because our condo doesn't have enough storage space for all of our stuff, especially with the addition of the little gremlin and all his effects. So we have had to move stuff out into extra storage. So we are going to fill that up. That is our plan. And just take what we need to the apartment. That being said, I have been packing boxes of books and now I'm deciding how much I want to carry and how much I want to store. And so I have been a little more vigorous with the culling because I don't want to pack and store all these books, unfortunately. So that's the life update. So now let's kind of move into the books that I am decluttering. So we'll start by the book I saved. So this is Her Body and Other Parties by Carmen Maria Machado. It is a collection of short stories. I have read this and I love them. That's why I was going to declutter her, because I have already read them, but I really, really, really love them. And so I think I am going to hold on to this one for now, just so if I want to go back and read it again, I can. So that's Her Body and Other Parties. It's very good. Okay, so save that one. So some ones that I'm getting rid of. So I have a couple craft books. So we've got By Craft and Cunning, and then The Truth About Fiction. So these were both books that I had to purchase for grad school. And I'm just not gonna, I don't have any real use for them. They're not my most favorite craft books. So I'm just probably not going to reread them, so I will go ahead and donate them and let, someone else read them. I can't decide if I should take my tabs. You see, I've got my tabs left from school, if I want to sit here and pull those out before I donate them, or just let someone else explore that. So gonna declutter those, put those back up here. And then I have Mr. Unavailable and the Fallback Girl, the definitive guide to understanding emotionally unavailable men and the women that love them. So this is a self-help relationship book that I bought probably 7 years ago or so, just like that. Because if you couldn't tell, I had gotten into the pattern of being a fallback girl. So lots of stuff got highlighted in this one. So I actually made it maybe about halfway through before I met and started dating my significant other. So I guess it worked. Only had to read half of it, and then I stopped once I met Alex. So gonna go ahead and donate that one as well. I thought about keeping it just because, but I'm gonna go ahead and let it go. Hopefully I won't need it again. And then we've got Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I think that's how you pronounce her last name. So this is the first book in a pretty popular young adult fantasy series by Victoria. Let me tell you what the other, it doesn't even tell me what I think Glass Sword and then Cruel Crown are the next two books in this, and there's some novellas and stuff like that. It's a pretty popular young adult fantasy series, like I said. I just don't think I'm going to ever get around to reading it. And it's pretty old, so I think it was originally published in 2015. I'm definitely not saying that, you can't go back and read older books, but I just think there's so much more recent stuff that I really want to get around to. So I'm just not going to hold on to Red Queen. Then I've got Miracle Boy and Other Stories by Pickney Benedict. This is short story collection. So I actually took a workshop class with Pickney, maybe in 2017. I went to a week-long writers workshop conference, and he was the instructor of the class that I took. He's a really, really awesome teacher, and I'm sure his short stories are awesome. They are just not my cup of tea. They're definitely, it's definitely literary short fiction. As I'm sure you guys know by now, genre fiction is more my speed. Not that I don't enjoy some lit fic every now and then, but it's just not something that I choose to read a whole lot. And then I also chickened out having him sign this for me. Asking him if he would sign it. So, because if it was signed, I would definitely keep it. But I'm just not going to get around to reading it. Not my genre that I like to read, really. And then I was a chicken and didn't miss my opportunity to ask him to sign it. So, going to let it go. Next up, we have Warbreaker by Brandon Sanderson. So this is actually, I'm almost 100% sure it's a standalone. I have never seen it. If you've heard of Brandon Sanderson, he's really big in the fantasy genre. He writes, very thick, epic fantasy. And I'm pretty sure this is a standalone, because I've never seen anything come back after it. I did read this and enjoy this. I think this is the only Brandon Sanderson I've actually read. I did start trying to read his oh, I can't even remember it now. It's his big fantasy series. The Way of Kings, I think. And it's like, I don't know, it's like this thick, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. But I did read Warbreaker, and I did enjoy it as a standalone fantasy. I was holding on to it just because I think the cover is pretty. And I like to collect hardbacks because they just look nice on the shelves. But I'm probably not going to ever revisit it, and I have plenty of hardbacks, so I'm going to let Warbreaker go as well. And then the next one is The Crowns Game by Evelyn Skye. I think this one is pretty old too, and it's young adult. Yeah, so 27 was published in 2016. I think it's a young adult fantasy. See, I can't even remember why I bought it or what's it about. I don't remember why I bought it or what it's about. I have not read it, obviously. It's got a really pretty cover. And I think I bought it when it came out, so probably in 2016, and I've just been holding on to it for this long, and I haven't read it, again, because it's pretty, and it's a hardback, but I am just most likely not going to come back around to it, because I have so much else that I need to come back around to, so I'm going to go ahead and let The Crowns Game go as well. So those are just some of the selections that I have. I'm letting go a couple other short story collections that I'm just not going to read. I've got some Writers Market and Poets Market books. If you're familiar with those, let me show you. So this is Novel and Short Story Writers Market 2018. So it's basically a collection of markets for novels and short stories. And it's got some informational articles and stuff at the front. So these are pretty expensive to buy them every year. I think they're about $30 or more a piece to buy them every year. When you can access most of this on the internet for free. And so since they're pretty outdated, they're 2018, so a lot of the info and a lot of the markets and stuff might not be even open or available anymore. I am going ahead and going to donate those as well, because when I'm looking for like short story and poetry markets, I am usually on Twitter, or usually just, look them up on the internet. And I just don't need them around taking up space. All right, so that's all I have for y'all today. I will let you know, keep you updated up on our housing situation as much as I can. I want to, run it by Alex and make sure he's okay with me sharing our journey for y'all on the internet. So gotta do that. And then gotta keep packing stuff up. I might try to do some packing vlogs or something like that. If I remember, I always forget to record things that you all might find interesting when I'm doing them in the moment, and I'm like, oh dang, should have recorded that. So might have some packing vlogs and stuff like that. But wish us luck, and I will see you around here for my next video. Bye!